Hello again, welcome back to the Basement Card Collector. I am going to be making a video response to my new friend Double D Vintage Baseball Cards, Dylan, and I'm just recently new to his channel. I found it through someone else's channel, which is one of the cool things about this YouTube community. You just watch someone else's video and you see some new names at the bottom of the screen. I click on it and here I am. I'm just messaging actually Dylan back and forth. He just seems like a really cool dude, and I've watched maybe a handful of his videos. He has a giveaway going on for hitting the 500th subscriber monument in the sub world. So congrats out to him. His channel has taken off just since January. He just got onto the YouTube making videos. He has an eBay store, I see. The videos that I've watched, he has one heck of a collector's card cave, man room, whatever you want to call it. It is amazing. Check it out. He has shelves built for his cards, his collections from toys from his childhood. He just seems like a really cool dude. So I'll put a link to his channel down below. But as far as his giveaway, all he is asking you to do is to make a video telling him what card you would put in a picture frame, which he has made to house one of your favorite vintage cards. Which card would you put in the frame? So for me, that doesn't really work for me all that well. I'm more of a collector from the junk wax era, those 80s and 90s, and now I've leaked into the 2000s, of course. But really what I want to look through and what I want to do is put sets in order, player collections. I love some TTMs. And so in front of you here, this is kind of how I make my vintage cards. I don't really have cards from the 60s and the 50s and the NFL cards from back then. So what I've been doing is I make some custom cards of some of my favorite athletes, send them through the mail autograph, TTM, if you're into that. But what I have here in front of my video is from going down the screen. I don't have any Lee Corso cards back from the 50s, and so I made a Lee Corso Florida State card, you can see, and I sent that to him and he signed it, which is super cool. And then there's my Dawson 89 Topps. I'm contracted to keep that card in every one of my videos. It's just the rules. But next to Dawson is Bob Cousy. I mean, come on. I would love to have a Bob Cousy card, but he is an excellent TTM, or an all-time legend, and he signed my card, which I tried to make look vintage. Gail Goodrich from the Lakers. Love that black and white photo. And if you go down, the last three cards are all 75th NBA anniversary members: Bob Pettit, Lenny Wilkens, Dave Bing, and I got all those TTM. So I love the photos, I love the vintage look. I just don't have any of the vintage cards, so that's kind of how I get around that. But to go back to Dylan's giveaway, my video, my response video is going to be, if I had to put one card in that really cool case. I am a Cubs fan, and I do have a small handful of vintage Cubby cards. I have a few Ron Santos. I have one or two Billy Williams. And if you want to get really technical, I have a couple Fergie Jenkins, but maybe like 71 might be that. Maybe it might be the age of that. But I mean, come on, the all-time greatest Cubby is Ernie Banks for sure. And I have an autograph of him. I did not get this TTM, but he did several of these signings of these like off-brand, you can see all-star autographs. I actually bought this for a couple bucks at a card shop one time, I think, but I couldn't pass it up. And there's a certificate in the back. But anyway, this is somewhere from the 80s. But my oldest and my one true vintage card is my 1961 Ernie Banks. It is not graded, but I bought it from an old collector at an antique store one time, and I kind of told him, man, I love the Cubbies. I just can't afford to buy any of these Ernie Banks from the 50s. And he gave me a really good deal. This is the 61 Topps. It's actually in pretty good shape. It's a little off-centered, but the corners are pretty good. I know the glare doesn't help out, but the corners are pretty nice. So for his really sweet card frame. Now I understand his card frame is made for slab cards. I'm not really into that either, so this is how I keep the Ernie, but it would be really cool to put him in that frame. Just with the top loader would be fine. So this is what card I would showcase in Dylan's sweet picture frame card. So again, this is a response to Double D Vintage Baseball Cards. For sure, give him a look if you haven't already. He has just really cool content. You can tell he loves what he does. So again, I will leave a link down there, and we will see you next time.